well, comes out into the field just above 6, we feel that we get a lot better nutrient uptake. We're not changing the pH of the soil. We're changing the pH of the water solution that's around the roots.
Which acid?
It doesn't really matter, but the cheapest one and the one that's kind of standard is hydrochloric acid.
John, on that little pulsator that you're running in the acid, if you have sand in your line, it'll eat that pump.
I was about to mention, that's one of the big drawbacks of this particular model, or any model of Dosmatic, is that it has a lot of seals in it, and the sand will eat up those seals. So it's not appropriate if you have sand. Now, you can overcome that problem by using a pre-filter. You'll see that as my water comes out of the well, it goes into these tanks. These work to help they act as a sedimentary kind of buffer zone. So the water actually enters these tanks and it goes and it swirls. So I get a buildup of solids in the center of that tank. It's removing pretty much all the sand and settling out some of the other salts that are in there. It comes out of my tanks, goes through my pump, through a filter, just upstream of that Dosmatic. So I'm not putting any sand into that Dosmatic. You need a pre-filter if you use a Dosmatic.
That's very important because you're talking about the cost comparison between the two of them. The Dosmatics is probably going to cost 4 to 6 times as much as the Mozzie's going to cost.
The Mozzie you're looking around $100. The Dosmatic you're looking around $600-700. I think, what did we just pay for that one, Rick? $750?
$479.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the price has gone down a little bit.
You get the sand out of here.
You don't.
Send the guy
You want some sand? I'll let you get in there.
Hot water heater.
So,
I want to make a point about that filtering. I have a filter which is a spin out. Does the same thing as what you're doing, but it's a small filter. You unscrew it, you got a stainless steel deal, or you open the tap up and you flush it, you just blow it into a 5-gallon. You put that in front of your Mazzie, and I put another one which is like a 50 micron behind my Mazzie, and that filters any precipitates that I might have from fertilizers or whatever.
yes, you should always have a filter downstream of your injector as well.
Yeah.
There's lots of different ways to pre-filter your water. We just heard about a sand separator type of unit that spins water. It makes the more dense sand go towards the center, and the water is not drawn from the center of that tube. So you're able to remove sand that way. There's also screen filters. There's also disc filters. There's also immediate. There are lots of kinds of filters. You need to figure out what's going to work well with your system. And the way that you do that is you call somebody like Steve Doty back here, one of our sponsors today, who basically, he designs irrigation systems. He can tell you what's going to work in your system. Hire a professional to design your system. That means they're licensed to do it in the state of Texas.
It'll save you a lot of
Or hire a Californian.
If you have it, your system designed by a professional that knows what they're doing, it'll save you a lot of headaches down the road. I've seen a number of different systems where people tried to piece it together and trying to cut a corner here or there, and you always pay for it in the end. It's one of those things where planning is so important that it's very well worth your time to have someone that knows what's going on, that knows what they're doing to plan it for you.
All right, we're going to fire this system up. You're going to hear a clicking noise. That clicking noise is the Dosmatic. You know that the Dosmatic's working when you hear that clicking noise. Every time it clicks, it's injecting a certain amount, however big that piston is, and however much you've set that piston to move, is going to be putting whatever product into the system. So we're using the Dosmatic right now to inject acidulated water into our irrigation system. I haven't been using the Mazzie very long. I may go to all Mazzie stuff in the future, but I'm very comfortable with how the Dosmatic works, and I'm very comfortable with the adjustments on the Dosmatic. So that's why I'm still using that injector for my acidulation of my water. Now the Mazzie injector, no moving parts, no maintenance except flushing clean water through it after you're finished. But I'm not as comfortable with the calibration and so forth on that. Over time, I'll probably become more comfortable and move just to that injector. Time will tell. I know I'm comfortable with the Dosematic. I know it works well for that operation.
And one more point, Dosematic is their offices are in Sherman, so they're a Texas company.
It is a Texas company. Mazzy comes from Bakersfield, California.
One thing that's real important to remember before you start this well is that if you've got all 4 valves shut off and then one valve on the top, you want to open a couple of valves so that you don't blow anything up.
Did I tell you about that?
No,
I blew it up 2 nights ago. Fixed it yesterday morning.